The following tutorial is brought to you by WholeLoops.com.
It's production time. I'm Reid Stefan Realest Puppet in the game. Today we're making a pop track from scratch using FL Studio 20. So let's jump right into it. I like to start from the foundation up and make sure that the song feels good before I go in and do the detail work. And the instruments that you could really feel are the low end. So I like to start with my 808. I've picked out a disrespectful 808 from Urban Beats Volume 3 to use as my bass line. And since we're making a pop song, I'm going to start from the common 4-chord pop structure and use that as a harmonic starting point, but kind of switch it up a little bit from there to make it feel a little bit less like what we've already heard. You know, I'm just gonna hit Command A and Command Q on all these. And there's our 4-bar loop. Now we can add in a snap as a backbeat. And next we have a hi-hat from Urban Beats 3. Oh, and this snap already has a reverb on it. I forgot. I sent it to channel 2. And I love putting this spring reverb from Softtube on my snaps. I'll let you hear it without it. It's real boring without the plugin on. And with the reverb. Hey. So we're going to leave that reverb on, but we're doing hi-hats now. So I'm going to right-click, fill each 2 steps. And that gives us 4 bars of 8th notes. Kind of delete some just to make this pattern feel a little bit more special. And then duplicate these. And let's put in some claps. I'm going to start out with the MIDI from here so I can copy it down, and I'm just going to add a couple other ones in. I like the double one better. Next I want to dig up a percussion. I think I'm going to try this percussion. This one seems nice and clean. Hey, let's just turn the volume up on this one. Turn hold down. Quick mix down here in the channel rack. And the final thing I'd like to add is a kick drum. So I'm going to try putting some on. I think the ones that are not under the 808 are really like the money kicks. And the final thing I want to add in this beat is a little bit of piano, and I'm going to put this on its own channel. And I'm hearing some kind of harmony like that. I'm going to swap this Nexus out. Let's go and replace this for Serum. Go to Pop and Plux Volume 1. Let's drop in our lead melody. Give it a little quantize. Take this beat and arrange it out onto our timeline. So I'm going to right click on this and say split by channel. And I'm going to actually start with my Serum channel as the first sound that we hear. Maybe we'll come in with the 808 first. 808 and the snap. I'd like to come up with a little bit of a transition, a break from the drums before we get right back into the drums. So let's go ahead and figure out some chords for this section. So I'm going to start out with the 808 and let's go back into our channel rack. Let's create a new instrument. Let's go ahead and find ourselves a nice chill piano. Since we're making a pop beat, why not just use it? That's pretty good. There we go. Make this even wider with a little bit of spread. Even more reverb. I'm going to copy the notes from this bass line and then create, since we're doing different patterns now, this one can be called piano. And let's paste that onto here. And now we got a good starting point for our chords. Put this piano here in the beginning so we can hear it. And make a little loop out of the beginning of our song. Let's start out by deleting the second one out of each pattern. Whoops. These chords sound weird, but I'm also liking them for some reason. Maybe if I just bring this one up. Maybe adding one more voice to these chords. Whoops. Let's try taking all these bottom notes. Let's just do a copy going down an octave. Oops. Let's send this to its own channel in the mixer, channel 7. Let's spruce this up with more plugins. I want to grab Shaper Box. I'm going to do a volume shaper. I'm going to put this on trimming. And instead of 1 bar, I'm going to try 1/8 and octave. Let's also go to channel 6 and add a copy of halftime, because we're not making a beat unless we add halftime to at least one thing. Couple more of these. And for the second half of this, we're going to bring this back in. Ooh, man, this is going to be hot. I can feel it already. We'll drag this over. So this is going to be like our pre-chorus section, and then we're going to hit them with the stack. So the next thing I want to add in here is my kick stem and the hi-hat stem. We're about to get that for the first time too.
Are your plucks poppin'? Have you spent countless hours programming your plucks with no results? Introducing Poppin' Plucks Volume 1, the complete collection of Serum presets that will get your plucks so poppin', your song just might pop off. Poppin' Plucks is available now only at holoops.com.
Now, another thing that I want to do to help this intro feel a little bit more like an intro, make a little bit of separation between the bass in the chorus section and the bass in the intro / verse section. I'm going to take this clip, right click, and say make unique, just going up an octave with these top ones. So the verses have this real high, almost like awkward 808 in it. I like that better. Copy this over. Let's actually use this one for all of the verse clips. Let's also drop a little crash cymbal right there on the downbeat. Let's also send this percussion, and let's put its own reverb on it. Fruity Reverb 2 will work. Just gonna turn the wet down. Hey. I'm gonna create a new pattern, and this is gonna be a bass line for this section. Just copy this bass line into a new, and let's just delete everything but the top notes because we're just doing the bass line. Let's go to the channel rack for bass line, and we're gonna add, I'm gonna use Contact for this. Let's do Get Low. They got some really good basses in here. There it is. Grab our snap and bring our snap in right there.
Yeah. Whoa.
Make a new sampler for this sample. And then let's also add this to the channel with the reverb on it that I sent the percussion to, 5. This just gives us our 5-bar pattern real quick. Let's actually send this to its own channel on the mixer. Doing channel 8, and let's make its own reverb. I'm gonna make another pluck sound, so let's go into our channel mixer. I'm gonna duplicate this channel, and let's go find another pluck down here. Actually, let's just have this be the second half. Next thing I want to do is some automation here on halftime. So I'm gonna take this control and then go to automation for last tweaked parameter. Now we have this clip. I'm just gonna drag it over here. Let's actually grab this and just drag it over here. Let's right click on this and say make unique. Oh, no. Let's copy this over to here, and then we're going to take this copy. Let's take this copy, right click, say make unique. That way it doesn't affect our first one, and we're going to do the opposite direction. We're going to have it start low and go back high. And we can grab this one, send our knob back. Let's also do a make unique on this one. Drag this out from here to here. Go into the Serum preset for this. I want to add some more bounce to the sound, maybe with some delays or something. Effects. Yeah, let's turn this. Let's go back to the this part. So I'm just going to go like this, and copy this over. The final touch I'd like to put on this beat is down here in the mixer. By default, it gives us this fruity limiter, and we all know that that's not really the jam, so I'm going to bypass this, and I'm going to load up something better that's going to give this beat that finishing punch. I'm going to grab myself a patcher, presets, Waves Master Sauce. Let's actually scroll this down right next to it so you can do a little bit easier of an A/B test. Now here inside of Waves Master Sauce, we get 8 convenient macro controls that give you quick access to everything that you need to do the final push, tone shaping, and dynamic control of your mix. First here we have an input gain knob which controls how hard we're hitting the whole chain. Let's loop a part of the beat that has some drums. Drive is a distortion control, and this is going to give your mix a lot more perceived loudness. The next control we have is our glue, and this controls the volume of a parallel compression channel rather than just controlling the ratio of a compressor on your mix. The more glue you add, the more parallel compressed signal you're blending in with your dry signal. The next control here, dynamics, is tied to the threshold control on the limiter. So if you want your dynamics to be full, then put this at full range and your threshold will be at 0.0. But if you'd like to squash your mix a little bit and take some of the dynamics out, then pull this knob down to taste. Down here we have a little bit of tone balancing. With lows we can increase or decrease the bass in our mix. Highs is the very top end. Let's go to a spot with some hi-hats so you can hear the highs a little bit better. Without it. Now sauce is somewhere halfway between lows and highs. It's not quite mids, I'd call it more upper mids. And finally, we have a knob that's almost as saucy as the sauce knob itself, and this is the transients knob, where you can reintroduce some of the transients that are lost when you crush the dynamics through a limiter. Transients are one of the first things to go, so we've incorporated a transients knob to bring some of those back in. Well, there you have it. That's making a beat from scratch using FL Studio 20. I hope you found all the tips, tricks, and shortcuts in this tutorial useful. And if you want to check out Waves Master Sauce for yourself, you can grab your copy at wholeloops.com. I'll catch you guys next time with another tutorial. Peace out.